Hello everyone. As you all know that we are suffering from coronavirus and we are supposed to stay at home and doing all our stuffs by staying at home. So to support all the students, I thought that I will start the online classes for mathematics, and today will be starting our first online class, that is for mathematics obviously, and our first chapter will be sequence and series. It's a very important chapter. I took this chapter first because it's a very easy chapter, and it is for especially for the students of class 9, 10 and 11, especially for the students of class 9, 10 and 11. It is there in class 9 advanced mathematics, it is there in class 10 general mathematics, it is in class 11 mathematics. So it's a very important chapter, so we'll start it today. So sequence, what is a sequence and what is a series? Suppose I write a number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, then I write 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Here you can see clearly that the numbers follow a certain rule, and the numbers are separated by commas. If the numbers are separated by commas, then we can say it as a sequence, and if the numbers are written in this form, then it's a series. There are two types of sequences generally. Sequence we'll study today, that is arithmetic progression and geometric progression. This is a basic class, introductory class. So let us discuss first arithmetic progression. What is the arithmetic progression? Let us take again that example of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. Here you can see that there is a difference of 2. Here also a difference of 2. 5 to 7 there is a difference of 2. Difference of 2, difference of 2. Suppose I write 4, 8, 12, 16. Here you find difference of 4. So if the difference between two consecutive terms in a sequence, I repeat, if the difference between two consecutive terms in a sequence is constant, then that sequence is known as arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. So if we find the difference between two consecutive terms as constant, it may be negative, it may be positive, it may be a fraction, but if the difference is constant, then we may term the sequence as arithmetic progression. So let us discuss something more about arithmetic progression. In arithmetic progression, suppose I am again taking the example, it is easier to understand with this example. Here are 5 terms. This one is the first term, this is the second term, this is third, this is fourth, this is fifth. In an AP, the first term is denoted. The first term is denoted by A, and the difference is known as common difference, and it is denoted by small d. Also, the terms have their usual representation. Suppose the first term is treated as A1, second term is A2, third term is A3, 15th term is A15, 17th term is A17. Likewise, we can denote the terms also. Now, a general arithmetic progression, how it look like? Generality. Suppose in an AP, A is the first term and D is the common difference, then D will get added. Suppose if D is added to A, then the next term will be A plus D. If another D is added to this term, then it will become A plus twice D. If another D is added, then A plus 3D, and likewise we will get a sequence which is known as arithmetic progression. Now what we observe here that in the first term number of D's are 0, in the second term number of D is 1, in the third term the coefficient of D is 2, in the fourth term the coefficient of D is 3. So in the 15th term, suppose we find the 15th term, when we find the 15th term we will get a, but in the 15th term how many D's we will get? We will get 49 D, because you can take a reference from here that in the third term we get 2D, in the fourth term we get 3D, so in the 15th term we will get 49D, and 49 can be written as 50 minus 1 into T. Similarly, if we can write the 100th term, we will have to write A plus 100 minus 1 into D means A plus 99D. So we can, from this observation, we can find the general term of AP. General term of an AP is denoted by A plus n minus 1 into T. General term of an AP is given by A plus n minus 1 into T. It's a very important formula. It's the first formula of this chapter. To find the general term of an AP, we find a relation A plus n minus 1 into T. And the nth term, general term, is denoted by an. So an equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Here, if we can find the fifth term, suppose if we want to find the fifth term, then you just simply substitute n by the value of 5. So 5 minus 1 becomes 4D. If we want to find the second term, then A plus 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 1D, here you see the second term is D. So it's a general formula to find the number of terms, to find the nth number of terms of an AP. Let us take some more examples. Suppose an AP 0, 7, 14, 21, 28 and dot. Here you can find that the second term A2 minus A1, second term is 7, first term is 0, so 7 minus 0 becomes 0. Again A3 minus A2, what is A3? 14, what is A2? 7, so 14 minus 7 becomes 7. Likewise, if you proceed, then you will find A4 minus A3, 21 minus 14, this becomes 7. So in all the terms, the consecutive term, the difference of the consecutive terms becomes 7. So obviously it's an AP. It's an AP. So now if we wish to find the 21st term of this AP, then we just need to use a formula, that is A plus n minus 1 into D. What is the value of n? Value of n is 21. So in the next line we will put 21 in place of n. This will become A plus 21 minus 1 becomes 20D. What is the value of A? Value of A is 0. So 0, 20 into, what is the difference? What is D? D means the constant difference. The constant difference is 7. Here is also 7. 7, 7. So in place of D, we'll put 7. So 20 into 7 becomes 140. So we can easily find the terms, any term of the AP by using the formula an equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. In the chapter, you will find the application of this formula. Suppose let us give an example. Suppose a sequence 3, 9, 12, 15, it will continue. We all know that it will continue. Suppose a question comes is 208 a turn of the sequence of the AP 3, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12, dot, dot, dot. 3, 6, 9, 12, dot, dot, dot. By using AP, we can easily solve it. Now, let us consider the nth term. Let the nth term be 208. Since the nth term we have considered it as 208, so an becomes 208. We know the formula of an. A plus n minus 1 into d. What is A? A is 3. What is n? We don't know what is n because we don't know which number of term will be 208. So n. What is the value of d? 6 minus 3 becomes 3. 208. If you solve here, you can see that 3 into n, this becomes 3n minus 3 equal to 208 plus 203 minus 8 becomes 205. When you solve this n, you will get n equal to 208 by 3. Minus 3 will go in the right hand side, will become 208 divided by 3 becomes 208 by 3. And the number of term cannot be, the value of n cannot be a fraction or negative because n represents the number of terms. So value of n, if the value of n becomes a fraction or a negative number, then we cannot consider that the given number as a term of this AP. Suppose if we get here the value of a natural number, then we could have considered 208 a term of this AP. Suppose another example, let us take another example. The AP 2, 4, 6, 8. Here you will find that the value of A will be 2. The value of D will be 2. If you simplify it, you will get 208 minus 2 becomes 206. So twice n minus 2 equal to 206. 206 plus 2 becomes 208. When you will divide it by 2, you will get n equal to 104. So 104th term of this AP will become 208 because the value of n is a natural number here. So if we get a value of n a natural number, then only we can consider it as a term of the given AP, otherwise not. Suppose let us take another example. Which term of the AP 5, 10, 15 dot 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 5, 10, 15, 20 dot 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 will be 175. We all know that it's an increasing sequence. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. after some time we will definitely get 175. But after how many times we will get 175, that's the question. And this can be solved easily by using arithmetic progression. Suppose that let the nth term be 175. So an becomes 175. What is the formula of an? A plus n minus 1 into d equal to 175. What is the value of a? You will get there 5. What is the value of n? You don't know. What is the value of d? 10 minus 5 is 5. So if we simplify it, then we will get the value of n easily, and that value will determine then that which term of the AP is 175. Suppose if we solve it, and if you get the value of n as 70, then 70th term will be 175. I don't know what will be the value because I have not solved it. So if we solve it, then the value of n will determine the position of this number. So this can be solved using this formula. So this is the application of this formula. More you will get in your textbook. You can solve it easily using this concept. Next concept is your sum of the terms of an AP. How can you find the sum of the terms of an AP? Suppose 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. If the question comes that what is the sum of the first three terms of this AP, the first three terms of the AP we can find it easily by orally we can solve it. 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. So the first sum of the first three terms will be 12. If they say find the sum of first 5 terms, then you can also calculate very easily. But if they say that this AP find the sum of 50 terms, find the sum of 50 terms of this AP, then will be in a dilemma. So how to solve it? The sum of n terms, we have a formula here. The sum of n terms is given by n by 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula of sum of n terms. Another formula is the n by 2 into a plus l, where l is considered as the last term. When we use this formula, when the last term is given, then you can use the second formula, and when the last term is not given, then you have to use this formula. Suppose, let me solve one question for you, then it will be very beneficial. Suppose we need to find the sum of first three terms. We know it that the sum of three terms is 12. Let us use the formula here. Formula is Sn equal to n by 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into d. We need to find sum of first three terms, so the value of n is 3. Now n by 3, 2 into a. What is a? A is 2 plus n minus 1, n is 3, so 3 minus 1 into d. What is d? 4 minus 2 is 2. If we solve it, 3 by 2, 2 into 2, 4, plus 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 2s are 4. 3 by 2 into 4 plus 4 becomes 8. If you cancel it, 2 4s are 8, 4 3s are 12. See, the sum of three terms is 6 plus 4 plus 2 is 12. By using formula, we have also found out 12. So this formula is verified formula. You can use it anywhere. If we want to find the sum of 50 terms, then you just need to replace the value of n. You have to put the value of n as 50 and then just simplify it. 25, 4 plus 14. 50 minus 1 is 49. 49 plus 2 is 49 into 2 is 98. Then you can easily solve it. So you can use this formula anywhere. Sn Another application, suppose if A comma B comma C are in AP, if A comma B comma C are in AP, then we know that in an AP the common difference is same. So B minus A will be equal to C minus B. If B comes this side, then twice B equal to C plus A, then B equal to C plus A by 2. This is also an important formula. And this B is known as arithmetic mean of an AP. So B equal to C plus A by 2. Suppose in an AP you know 7, then question mark, then 21. You know that it is an AP. In the given question, you are said that this is an AP, find the middle term or arithmetic mean of this AP. How you will find this? You just add the last term and first term and divide it by 2. You will get 14. 28 by 2 is 14. 7 plus 7 becomes 14. 14 plus 7 becomes 21. So this is your introduction class for arithmetic progression. So let us discuss little bit about geometric progression, then we will end our first session today here. If in a sequence a constant term is being constantly added, then it is known as an AP. But in a GP, a constant term is multiplied. Suppose the first term is 2. If 2 is multiplied to 2, then it becomes 4. If 2 is again multiplied to 2, then it becomes 8. Again 2 is multiplied to 8, then it becomes 16. 16, then 32, 64, 128, 256. Likewise you can get. So if a constant term is being multiplied to every consecutive terms, then it's a GP. How you will know that it's a GP? You just divide 4 by 2. A2 by A1, 4 by 2, this becomes 2. A3 by A2, what is A3? A3 is 8. What is A2? A2 is 4. So 8 by 4 becomes 2. A4 by A3, what is A4? A4 is 16. What is A3? A3 is 8. So 8 by 16 by 8, this will also become 2. In GP, in AP, we knew that the constant term which has been added is known as common difference, but in GP, the constant term which is being multiplied is known as common ratio. In GP, it is known as common ratio and it is denoted by small r. Common ratio is denoted by small r. Again, the first term in a GP is denoted by A. Now, what is the nth term? What is the formula for nth term of a GP? Here you can see easily that the first term is 2, second term is 4, third term is 8, fourth term is 16. Let us give an example, another example. Suppose if the first term is A and R is multiplied to A, then it becomes AR. If R is again multiplied, then AR square. If R is again multiplied, then it becomes AR cube, AR to the power 4, AR to the power 5 and so on. Here you can observe that the first term contains no R, the second term contains 1 R, third term contains 2 R, the third term contains a power R to the power 2, fourth term contains R to the power 3, fifth term contains a R to the power 5. So we can generalize a formula That is, for A5 we know that the power of R will be 4. For A15 we know that the power of R will be 14. For A27 the power of R will be 26. So for An the power of R will be R to the power n minus 1. How it became n minus 1? You can generalize from here. In 27 it is 27 minus 1, that is 26. In 5 minus 1 becomes 4. In 15 it is 15 minus 1, 14. So in n, A, R, n minus 1. So the general term of a GP is given by An equal to AR to the power n minus 1. So I think it's an introductory class and basic concepts are being given. We'll continue the next session tomorrow, and today I think we'll end this session by here. So thank you very much to everyone for listening to me, and I'll be uploading this video in my YouTube channel. That is, the name of the channel will be Mathematics is Fun, and it will be uploaded in our website. There is another website of our school, that is ERIT Senior Secondary School. In these two websites you will get this video, and for more videos you have to subscribe the two channels, that is Mathematics is Fun or ERIT Senior Secondary School. So today we have discussed arithmetic progression and a basic discussion on progression. So we'll continue the arithmetic progression and geometric progression. I will continue this by doing sums from next class. So first you have to see this video, and after that we'll continue the online classes, the series of online classes in this lockdown. So I request everyone to please stay at home, maintain social distance. We'll fight against COVID-19 together like we are fighting. Stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.